To the class of 2020.
When you entered our school as a freshman class, we began this journey together.
We knew that there would be challenges along the way, but we also knew that if we worked together,
we could get through anything. Those challenges included, just to name a few,
transitioning to high school,
figuring out what the heck to do for a service learning project,
successfully completing the job shadow requirement,
and managing to make it to the senior year.
At the start of your senior year, we started to look forward while still trying to hold on to those moments that we valued as part of the experience.
The last homecoming competition, an amazing state championship run for the girls' soccer team, the fall musical, and numerous other moments that seem part of our daily experience.
All of you worked through some tremendous challenges, even at the beginning of this year, figuring out what colleges to apply to,
applying to those colleges, figuring out what branch of the military to join, or
deciding to take the career path.
Then the events of March 2020 happened, and the normalcy that we had learned to rely on was taken away from you.
You were forced to change when change is not easy.
And you were asked to let go of things that no senior should have to let go of.
That brings us to June 2020, your graduation.
We have so many hopes and dreams for you, and if we could have changed anything, it would have been
to be able to spend more time with you.
Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey.
We cannot wait to see
what the future holds for you.
All our love,
the advisors of the class of 2020.
Hello. Welcome to the Traip Academy Class of 2020 Commencement Ceremony. I am Julie Dow, Chairperson of the Kittery School Committee. On behalf of the school committee, I want to welcome you and let you know how sorry we all are we can't be with you on this very special day. While we are all disappointed, it truly was an easy decision, as this day is all about you and being able to share it with your loved ones. Now, I have had the great honor of speaking at a few Traip Academy commencements and have had little difficulty finding at least one or two pieces of wisdom to share. But honestly, this time feels very different. What words could I possibly impart to you that would resonate? After all, our country is in the midst of a global pandemic and grappling with the issue of systemic racism. So here is what I have decided to say. Nothing. It has become abundantly clear to me that you are the ones we should listen to for words of wisdom. The school committee and the entire community have seen how you, our youth of Kittery, have handled these trying times. We have seen your resilience and flexibility moving into a remote model of learning. We have seen how you made the best of missed school events such as prom, spring sports, concerts, and theater productions, to name a few. We have seen how you carefully and thoughtfully planned your commencement ceremony. We have seen how you organized and participated in events during your 4 years that were bigger than you, events that were intended to make the world a more just, peaceful place. We have seen how you are able to see the world beyond yourselves. We are heartened and hopeful, and we thank you for your wisdom. There is no doubt the world will be a better place because of all of you. Best wishes, Traip Academy Class of 2020. You have inspired your community and will no doubt do the same for the world.
Thank you, Mrs. Dow, and welcome again to all of you joining us today for the Traip Academy Commencement Ceremony for the Class of 2020. No one can deny we are in a different time, and different times call for different measures. So today, I am pleased to welcome you to this virtual ceremony and yet look forward to seeing each graduate live on stage to receive their diploma in the company of some of their friends and 3 guests of their choosing. To members of the Class of 2020, I begin like many commencements and say to you, this is your moment. In normal times, this would mean that this is the moment of your graduation from high school. Today, June 12th, 2020, your moment is so much greater than your graduation. As many of you have likely heard on the news, this moment is different, but especially so for the youth, or should I more accurately say, for the young adults graduating today. Beginning on March 23rd of this year, you met head-on the moment of a worldwide pandemic, forcing you to learn from home without the company of your peers. You did not shrink from that moment, and that is why you are here today. It was your individual effort that met that moment. Congratulations. You are now met with a national, indeed a worldwide moment, requiring the collective strength of your voices. It has been said that the future belongs to the young. That is you. So today, I urge you to rise collectively to continue to build a future that embraces the best of humanity, humility, compassion, honesty, justice, friendship, and yes, love. It will take years, perhaps decades or centuries, to build that future for all. I trust then you will not wait to begin. And in that beginning, I wish for each of you individually and for all of you collectively success in this critically important endeavor. This moment is your moment. And now, without further ado, I am honored to turn the podium over to the class president of the class of 2020, Jonah Mazzo.
Trent Edwards is the Senior Vice President for Military and Community Development at the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce in Montgomery, Alabama. He is responsible for developing public and private partnerships between the military and local community. He is also the President and CEO of T.H. Edwards Consulting, which mentors and coaches companies wishing to conduct business with the U.S. Air Force. He is a Tiger Woods Foundation guest speaker and scholar mentor, and he serves on the board of directors for Navy Federal Credit Union. He holds 2 master's degrees and has completed coursework at Georgetown University, the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business, and Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. He is a retired Air Force Brigadier General, having faithfully served his country for 30 years, to include deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. He retired as the Air Force's Chief Financial Officer for an $80 billion budget portfolio. He was born and raised here in Kittery and is a proud graduate of R.W. Traip Academy. He is a father, son, and husband. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking to us from his home in Alabama, Brigadier General retired Trent Edwards.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jonah, for the introduction. And thank you for inviting me over 6 months ago to be your graduation speaker. Principal Driscoll, thank you for being part of our education system. And thank you for being a leader in our Kittery community. Guys, it is so good to be back home in Kittery, even if it's only virtually. I can almost smell the crispy clams and shrimp at Bob's Clam Hut. I can see the Kittery Trading Post. I can see Love Lane and the house where my best friend Tom Scontris grew up. I can picture football games at Memorial Field and Coach Tom O'Malley, the long jump pit and my track coach, O'Neill Roy. The best pizza ever, in my opinion, is Town Pizza, and I never miss a moment to go there whenever I come home. And I'll always remember my home. I grew up on Mindham Ave and with my parents, Kelvin and Royaline Edwards. Kittery is home, and I will never forget Traip Academy. To all the family members, thank you so much for being here to support your son, daughter, niece, nephew, grandchild, or cousin. Family is so important in our life journey. To the class of 2020, congratulations. We are all very proud of you. You did it. And I know it wasn't easy, but you guys have made history. Never before has a class graduated under such unprecedented social and environmental conditions. You persevered through distance learning for 9 full weeks to this very graduation day. Then you took risk and you innovated, you adapted, you overcame. You experienced even more adversity. You thought outside the box, and you found a way to create a safe distance graduation in this COVID-19 environment. You collaborated with each other to provide input and ideas on graduation, and you decided you wanted a cap and gown graduation, not a drive-through, grab-and-go diploma graduation. And so, here we are. Now, I know I threw out a lot of buzzwords. Risk, reward, collaboration, innovation, adapt, overcome, think outside the box. And while all of those words are important, in a class as diverse and talented as yours, a class of future fashion designers, engineers, theater director, backstage manager, artists, politicians, military members, college students, and entrepreneurs, the word that matters most is leadership. I'm going to give you 3 thoughts on leadership because you are all leaders in some way, shape, or form. And we need you to continue to be responsible 21st century leaders that can grow our communities, families, and our nation in a responsible manner. You see, leadership isn't about your title. It's not your rank, it's not your job position, it's not how much money you weigh. Leadership is about taking responsibility for yourself and those you lead. So the first responsibility of a leader is to know yourself. Who are you? What do you believe in? What don't you believe in? What are your strengths? What are those weaknesses? What do you value? Now, I know that's a big question for you right now, but you're in a great place to start thinking about it. So, who are you? And don't worry, you won't have all the answers right now. The second responsibility of a leader is to invest his or her time, energy, and effort into those they lead. His or her job is to grow, mentor, and develop all team members for the betterment of the entire team. The best leaders do this regardless of race, color, religion, gender, or even sexual orientation of the person. So what does that have to do with you? Everything. You are about to embark on your life journey. I mentioned earlier the many diverse life paths that you will be taking. And for each road you take, no matter what profession, you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. You deserve to be able to learn and grow, and yes, even fail forward in safe environments. This is the time for you to challenge yourself and get more comfortable with who you are. And you deserve a boss, a supervisor, a teacher, or a professor who will invest his or her time in you to help develop and create opportunities for you to grow and succeed. The third responsibility of a leader is to be collaborative and respect the value of relationships. You see, no matter how far we get in our lives, someone else helps get us there. A father, a mother, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a friend, or even a teacher. Someone helped get you to this point in your life. Someone believed in you and invested their time in you. Most times, those folks are known to us. For me, it was my track coach, O'Neill Roy, who passed away, unfortunately, in 2014. But sometimes they aren't known to us. These are your angel investors, someone who saw something special in you and decided to quietly help. I now know I had many along my life's journey, and I am grateful to them. You will be also. On your journey, take the time to meet people where they are. It's what our community and country really need right now. For the last 30 years, it has been my honor and privilege to wear this uniform, and I have engaged with people from all over the world, all different races, colors, nationalities, ethnicities, and culture. It all taught me to take the time to meet people in their time and space, to listen first to understand, not to speak. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. It's important to gain an appreciation for the different background and experiences that make us uniquely who we are. The rich diversity of thought, background, and experience, race, gender, and culture, that's our greatest strength. And our nation's competitive advantage in a global economy, if we encourage it by connecting with people. Inclusiveness matters. And so, class of 2020, I charge you to lead, to get to know yourself and invest in yourself, to challenge others to invest in you, to collaborate and value people and relationships, to meet people where they are, and have the courage to have difficult conversations to seek understanding. Rangers, you get to be the change agent for the change you want to see in others. You have a voice, and you get to use it. I am so proud of former and current Traip students for organizing a peaceful march last week in support of George Floyd and social justice and equality. Thank you for using your superpowers for good. Be well, stay safe, and keep charging.
Thank you, Brigadier General Edwards. And now I'm pleased to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2020, Elias Matzo.
Greetings to viewers at home. I want to start out by saying how much it has meant to the senior class to have the community's support throughout our culminating weeks. The pandemic has upended lots of aspects of life, this ceremony being one of the less terrifying. Despite that, the class of 2020 has still been celebrated thanks to the efforts of Project Grad, the school, and local businesses. To feel that love from our community has been extremely comforting, and is a reminder that we could have not gotten through high school without the support of our families, friends, teachers, and allies, much less the last few months. What I'm trying to say is that I was wowed, and thank you. Also, I think we owe a big thank you to our class officers, Luke, Sydney, Mackenzie, and Jonah, who protected our interests while making numerous decisions about how this ceremony would run. And on that note, I want to introduce a slight plot twist. You may have scarcely seen us together until now, but my mirror image, Jonah, who is also the class president, will be helping me address you all virtually.
Thank you, Elias, for allowing me to do this speech with you.
Yeah, I mean, once you started crying, it was a little awkward.
There was maybe one tear.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I'm very grateful to be able to close this year off next to the person with whom I started this whole adventure. It feels appropriate, despite it being the result of unusual circumstances. With that said, we should probably start talking about stuff of substance. It has been an honor to spend these many years with all of you. For 12 years, public education has been our lives. What are you doing?
We're, doing this speech together.
No, yeah, we're doing it together. We're not doing it together.
Okay, so separate, but together. So I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to just go?
I'll go.
You go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I know I'm not the first to say it, but this class was a special group of kids. We were loud, very opinionated, and tended to go off at games assemblies. However, my favorite quality of the class of 2020 is our knack for acceptance. Now, this does apply to welcoming new students into our ranks, but more than that, I feel that this class has a very impressive ability to see past social constructs that often divide and corrupt otherwise pleasant high school atmospheres. We have the ability to just take one another for who we are. This honesty that we have with ourselves and others has allowed us to develop our sense of self rather than focusing on how we are being perceived. I'm not saying there haven't been antics, because that would be highly unrealistic and probably unheard of. I'm just saying our open-mindedness has allowed us to avoid a lot of the chaos that many high schoolers are plagued by, and instead become a group of awesome and fascinating individuals. On a personal level, the acceptance that exists in the class of 2020 and in Kittery at large has blown my gay mind.
You're gay?
As a flaming homosexual, I am honestly floored by the lack of resistance that I have experienced during my 12 years in the Kittery School District. Rather than ignorance and fear, I have experienced nothing but respect and a willingness to learn, no matter how much I blindsided you all with the queer agenda. I really hope you all understand how incredible this is. Unfortunately, this is not even close to the truth for most LGBTQ kids. And the fact that I have the privilege of thanking you all today is a testament to the quality of this class and the entire community.
I think this class in particular has a cohesion that's rare. Within our 70-some-odd members, we have a wide array of personalities that don't fit any particular mold. And while there are certainly groups that tend to stick together, the small size of the class and the sheer variety of those who make it up has largely prevented the rise of cliques. Instead, I think it has forced an overlap between groups and personalities that creates a sense of unity throughout the class. No one person is part of just one group, and I think the result is a widely accepting group of students with a strong camaraderie.
Think less High School Musical and more Victorious.
Exactly. We have students who every fall go from soccer practice to musical rehearsal, from indoor track to robotics competitions. Students who only get a week off between the one-act festival and baseball season. Elias was right when he said, we are loud and we are opinionated. And while it's a bit of a double-edged sword, that bit of chaos is well worth the voice that we have collectively. We are chaotic, both in spirit and theme, but it's that same chaotic element that brings us together. Obviously, we're going in many different directions next year, but I think we can all take some of that same chaotic, vibrant energy with us and use it going forward for whatever challenges await.
I agree. The small size of this class and the many hats we have worn have helped us gain understanding of what it means to be a community. Probably more so than most high schoolers. This stage of our lives may be ending, but now we all have the opportunity to take these two skills, acceptance and community building, and apply them on a bigger scale, whatever that means for each one of us. Call me optimistic if you want, but I have a lot of faith in this class. I can't wait to follow all of the crazy, stupid, wonderful, impressive things this class is about to do. Thanks for a weird 4 years.
Weird good, though, right?
Weird great. Thank you.
Now pleased to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Elijah Rubianos.
Hello, and good afternoon to the parents, relatives, faculty, friends, and to the class of 2020. Hello from a screen. As I stare into the camera, I think we're all feeling emotions. Happiness, sadness, and excitement. Truthfully, I'm mainly bitter. Bitter that we don't get to spend the last couple moments of our high school years together. The last moments before most of us drift apart with time and commitments. I don't think anyone will be able to give to us what was promised our senior year. For example, a banquet or a prom. March 13th was the last time that most of us saw each other. But we have to keep going. Not to say that this moment should be taken for granted, because being a senior is 12 years of hard work and dedication. It is the long nights and the parents dragging you to school. But it's also so much more than that. First, I'd like to address the people that got us here. The Kittery community that made this graduation possible. Thank you to our class advisors, Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Sanborn, who facilitated and fundraised events like prom. To the school committee, who works behind the scenes to ensure our best interests. To the coaches that instilled integrity and composure in us. To the lunch ladies and janitors that honestly don't get enough credit for having to put up with us throwing muffins and milk in the hallways. To the teachers that showed us how to stay resilient, or to put it another way, how to skin a cat. To the teachers that have genuinely become friends with us. To the parents and siblings that have shown unconditional support in adversity, and to us, our friends in the class, who have shown us how to live and how to take things as they come. We could not have done it without you all. As I said, being a senior is 12 years of hard work and dedication. It is the tiny moments and the life-changing ones that add up to create us, the class of 2020. This brings me to what I want to focus on. We are not who we are because of what happens to us, but because of how we react to what happens to us. Our class has gone through a lot of change. A principal change after freshman year, more teachers and advisors leaving or retiring than I can count on one hand. The experimenting with the PBL grading system, the whole bathroom situation. Most recently, having to deal with the effects of the COVID-19 virus. Despite that, we've also achieved a whole lot and succeeded more than we take credit for. Food drives, service learning, creating the senior lounge, our successes in the theater department, and in athletic playoff runs and championships. It's crazy how much pride the community takes in us. All of the people that I had mentioned before work with us in a feedback loop where we all build off each other. In sociology, that term is called socialization. Thank you, Dr. Dufort. There was a time when we couldn't afford a book at the Scholastic Book Fair, but we did everything in our power to get that one world record book. We either borrowed money from someone or we moved on. There was a time when we couldn't play a single note on an instrument. Then we worked our way up to hot cross buns. There was a time when multiplication tables were some extinct language to us. Without the guidance and support that people have provided along the way, we would not have a foundation of who we are. These people have shown us our potential that we may not have seen in ourselves. Humans are social creatures, and nowhere is that more true in our development. A majority of people in our class have grown up together, and I think that is what makes this community special. When thinking about how to incorporate saying goodbye to everyone, I was stumped. So I turned to social media, and I asked my classmates for their favorite memories. Here are some of the responses. One person said when a water fountain broke. Another said the false alarm gas leaks and discolored water in the science classrooms. One said dancing in Spanish class to a song called El Mismo Sol. Another, bonding with her advisory over service learning. Prom, getting to see friendly faces in school and sports every day, or hanging out in the Success Center. Getting accepted into college and celebrating with friends. A kiss between two classmates of ours in a school play. And my personal favorite, the 2:06 bell. All reasonably good memories. To only say goodbye is doing our class an injustice. Every single one of us deserves this moment. The people that have helped along the way deserve to see our hard work, and the class of 2020 deserves to celebrate as we move forward. Growing up in a military family, I moved around a whole lot. I learned that no one is really ever ready for change, but we just kind of accept it. However, I can say that Kittery has become home. Just because something is temporary, it shouldn't devalue its meaning. High school is one tiny chapter in our lives, and we have so much more ahead of us. Let's end it on a good note. This summer, as social distancing rules ease up, let's make the most of the time we have and create more memories to hold on to. Our class of 2020 is unique. We're going to be remembered as the first to stress about American government entirely over a computer. No one can promise sunshine on whatever path you take. We just have to make the most of what we have. Our moms were definitely onto something when they said to live, laugh, and love. It's been an honor to be a part of this journey. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Elijah. It is now time for the presentation of diplomas and awards. Scholarships and awards given out today amount to almost $112,000. Before the graduates are presented with these awards along with their diplomas, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Kenneth Lamont, President of the Traip Trustees. This year, the Traip Trustees are awarding $77,000 to the future success of the members of this senior class. Mr. Lamont.
Good evening. As president of the Traip trustees, I would like to thank the 2020 Traip Academy graduating class for allowing me to be part of this graduation ceremony. I, along with my fellow trustees, commend you for your accomplishment in these extremely difficult and trying times. We, the Traip trustees, wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Each year, the trustees of Robert W. Traip Trust honor the vision and wishes of Robert W. Traip's will by presenting awards and scholarships to the graduating seniors. Robert W. Traip is considered the town's greatest benefactor of all of Kittery's native men. He was born in 1800 in Kittery on a point of land opposite the Navy Yard. He attended the common schools of Kittery and completed a limited education in a private school. He became a very successful dry goods businessman, starting with no capital except his own energy, his ingenuity, skill, and attention to business. He prospered. Robert W. Traip was considered a gentleman of the old school, cordial in his associations with those with whom he came in contact. He saw that there was a lack of good education. The people were mostly illiterate or practically so. Possessing a strong public sentiment and great regard for the town of his birth, he left his entire estate upon his passing in 1864 for the establishment of a high school for Kittery. His gift of the academy to Kittery has resulted in one of the greatest single gifts to this community. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize one of the scholarships that will be awarded for the first time this year and many years to come. The Richard D. Johnson Memorial Scholarship. Richard D. Johnson was a 1971 Traip Academy graduate, excelling in both academics and athletics in his time here. His family has a long history of Traip Academy graduates. His grandmother, Flora Burnham, was one of only two in the first Traip Academy graduating class of 1906, and his grandson, Jared Johnson, is graduating this year. Dick was a very successful businessman here in Kittery, and you do not have to look far to see one of his many gifts to this community, the climbing wall located here in the gym. Each year, the trustees present watches to students who have demonstrated the qualities of citizenship, scholarship, and service during their years at Traip. A watch is also presented in memory of Dr. Paul Taylor, a longtime president of the Traip trustees, tireless worker for our schools, and a local pediatrician who practiced medicine in Kittery for 50 years. Dr. Taylor took particular interest in the student who worked hard, persevered under difficult circumstances, and set the proper example for classmates. Thank you.
It is now my honor to welcome each graduate to the stage to receive their diploma. Cameron Brain. Cameron is the recipient of the Kittery Lions Club Linda Buckinger Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Taylor Ray Sabrowski.
Thank you.
Brian, did you get one?
Braden Cole. Braden is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Carrie B. Varney Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 a year for 2 years. Hannah Finn. Congratulations, Hannah. William Heffron. Congratulations, Will. Jacob Leiden. Congratulations, Jacob. Good luck. Ariana Lucas. Congratulations, Ariana. Good job. Ariana is the recipient of an Embark Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years. Erin Kimberly Lynch. Take your mask off, Erin, if you want. There you go.
There you go. Right here. Right there. Yep, that one right there. Yep, there you go. That's yours.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Cami Morrill. Get to the right. Congratulations, Cami. Ethan Spinney.
Congratulations.
Good thinking.
Good work.
Congratulations, Ethan. Good luck, sir. Yep, perfect. Kaylee Chenard. Congratulations, Kaylee. Well deserved. Molly Frost. Molly is the recipient of a Kennebunk Savings Bank Foundation scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Wadak Faraz Harbi Hashem Ala Atabi. Wadak is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Dr. Paul Taylor Watch Award, a Maria S. Barth Community Service Award, and the Main Seal of Biliteracy in English and Arabic. Right there. Isaac Nicholas Keefe. Congratulations, Isaac. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Jose Liberal, who was unable to join us today. Carson Alexis Lynch. Congratulations, Carson.
You got it. Good work.
Senior Class President, Jonah Moses Matzo. Jonah is the recipient of Traip Trustees Lester A. and Dorothy M. Avery Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 a year for 2 years. Kala Sophia Macallan. Kala is the recipient of the Traip Trustees O'Neill Roy Memorial Scholarship for $3,000 a year for 2 years. Dominic Christopher Perkins, the Student Council representative for the senior class. Dom is the recipient of the Jeffrey K. Rutherford Memorial Music Scholarship for $100. Molly Wallace Stites. Molly is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Lester A. and Dorothy M. Avery Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 each year for 2 years. Giacomo Craviato. He is unable to join us today, being in a foreign country. And so I continue with David Dewhurst. Is the one right here on the left. Switch your casa. There you go. Yeah. Morgan Hoyt. Morgan is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Harry W. Cook Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 and a Kittery Police Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $500. Elias Matzo. Elias is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Grace W. Treadwell Scholarship for $1,000 each year for 4 years, of a Rotary Club of Kittery Scholarship for $500, Kittery Art Association Marcia Abigail Ryder Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and is the winner of the Maine Principals Association Award. Emma McGonigal. Emma is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Bolter Hobbs Morrison Scholarship in the amount of $3,000, Rotary Club of Kittery Scholarship in the amount of $500, Robert T. Whitten Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $750, and is the recipient of the Maine Seal of Biliteracy in English and Spanish. Evie Sumption. Congratulations, Evie. Mitchell Tyndall, who is not able to be here today. Andrew Webb. Congratulations, Andrew. You can carry it if you would like. Jana Wheeler. Jana is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Dr. Paul E. Taylor Scholarship in the amount of $3,000, an Embark Scholarship of $500 a year for 4 years, Kittery Art Association Marsha Abigail Ryder Scholarship for $1,000, Kittery Lions Club Lila Smith Scholarship for $1,000, and the Tyler Grand Mason Melmac Scholarship for $2,000. Tyler Apodaca. There you go. Congratulations, Tyler. Yeah, great. Tassel? Jacob Bickley, who's unable to be with us today. Julia Margaret Campion. Julia receives a Traip Trustees Watch Award. She receives the Traip Trustees Carrie B. Varney Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 each year for 2 years, and a Rotary Club of Kittery Scholarship for $500. Mac D'Angelo. Congratulations, Mac. Well done. Trevor Fournier. Congratulations, Trevor. Senior Class Vice President, Luke Gagner. Luke is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Watch Award and the Weather Vane Seafood Restaurant Scholarship in the amount of $500. Congratulations, Luke. There you go. Jared Johnson. Jared is the recipient for the first year of the Traip Trustees Richard D. Johnson Memorial Scholarship for $3,000, and Jared is the grandson of Richard D. Johnson. Ashley Marino. Ashley is the recipient of an Embark Scholarship for $500 a year for 4 years. Thea McNulty. Congratulations, Thea. Student Council President, Sophia James Santamaria. Sophia receives the Rotary Club of Kittery Scholarship for $500, Second Christian Church of Kittery Hilda Fife Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. She's the recipient of the Western Maine Conference Citizenship Award and the Norma Cis Morrow Athletic Award. Marley Sumption. Marley is the recipient of the Kittery Teachers Association Scholarship for $400. Peyton Andrews. Josephine Eck. Josephine graduates with the Maine Seal of Biliteracy in English and Spanish. Swedish, excuse me. I'm sorry. English and Swedish. Trevor Goodwin. Congratulations, Trevor. Congratulations. There it is. Bobby Lane. Bobby is the recipient of the Louise Welton Art Scholarship in the amount of $250. Jonathan Mandani. Congratulations, Jonathan. Kevin McKenney. Congratulations, Kevin. Good job. Grace Patricia Robillard. Grace is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Grace W. Treadwell Scholarship for $1,000 each year for 4 years. The Kittery Fire Station Association and James Melhorn Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. The R.W. Traip Academy Athletic Boosters Pamela Hoyt Sanborn Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Will Stewart. Congratulations, Will. Tassel? Nadia Turner. Congratulations. Stephen Whitney. Congratulations, Steve. Nice job. Emma Ackerman. Emma is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Scholarship in the amount of $3,000, an Alpha Delta Kappa International Honorary Sorority of Women Educators Scholarship for $500, Naval Lodge number 184 S.H. Wells Moulton Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and the MES Foundation Richard H. Pierce Memorial Scholarship, $5,000 a year for 4 years. Senior Class Secretary, Sydney Auclair. Sydney is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Scholarship in the amount of $3,000, a Rotary Club of Kittery Scholarship in the amount of $500, a Women's Fellowship of the First Congregational Church Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, Western Maine Conference Citizenship Award winner, and the Leo Smith Athletic Award recipient. Killian Campbell. Killian is the recipient of a Traip Trustees Richard Desjardins Scholarship in the amount of $3,000. Congratulations, Killian. Senior Student Council Representative, Burke Downs. Burke is the recipient of the Arline Mering Lamont Scholarship in the amount of $3,000, R.W. Traip Academy Athletic Boosters Pamela Hoyt Sanborn Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Zoya El-Badri. Congratulations, Zoya. Great work. Isaac Henderson. Isaac is the recipient of the Jackson L. Connell Athletic Award. Anna Lech.
You got it.
Nice job. Congratulations, Anna. It's way in the back. There you go. Nicely done. Senior Class Treasurer, Mackenzie Moore. Congratulations, Mackenzie. Thanks for helping create this. Kittery School Committee Student Representative, Elijah Ritchie Pisby Rubianis. Elijah is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Dr. C.I. McNall Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 a year for 4 years. Oh, it's going to fall.
Oh, that's it. It's gone.
There you go.
Nice.
Montana Arsenal. This way, Montana. That's quite all right. Congratulations.
Yes. Good.
Emma Rose Bluen. Sam Kilty. Congratulations, Sam. Hannah Seward. Hannah is the recipient of the Traip Trustees Florence L. McCashin Scholarship in the amount of $3,000. And the Priscilla Guy Scholarship in the amount of $200. Matthew Souza. Congratulations, Matthew. There you go. Brennan Watson. Congratulations, Brennan. Yeah, well done. Carter Wilson. Congratulations, Carter. Good luck. Congratulations to the Traip Academy graduates of the class of 2020. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Thank you for sharing it with us, and please, we hope you enjoy the senior retrospective video that follows.
Thank you.